The 8 ranks of Radiant Order. The Valorian military is a living hierarchy of light, 8 sacred ranks, each representing a facet of divine discipline and purpose. Together they form the radiant spine of the Empire's might. Rank, title, role, and symbolism. 1. Imperial Knights, the Emperor's chosen champions, paragons of virtue and valor. Their presence turns despair to triumph. They are the living will of the eternal sun. 2. Solar Vanguards, elite crusade leaders whose banners blaze like miniature suns. They bring courage and divine fury to distant battlefields. 3. Dawnblade Captains, masters of precision and timing, embodying the first light of dawn. They strike before the enemy can react, guiding legions with clarity. 4. Radiant Marshals, guardians of the Empire's borders and orchestrators of grand campaigns. They ensure Valoria's light never dims, even in the farthest reaches. 5. Sunsteel Commanders, veteran officers and mentors whose armor glows with captured sunlight. They train new generations and embody endurance. 6. Auric Legionnaires, the golden core of the Imperial host, disciplined, unbreakable, and utterly devoted. Their shields reflect the sun's brilliance. 7. Luminous Guard, protectors of temples, nobles, and sacred sites. They defend both faith and governance, ensuring purity within the Empire's heart. 8. Imperial Centurions, the foundation of Valoria's legions. They lead small units with precision, maintaining order and embodying radiant perfection. Each rank is not merely a station of command, but a spiritual transformation, a step closer to the divine essence that sustains Valoria itself. The Path of Ascension. To ascend toward knighthood is to walk a path of devotion, sacrifice, and divine trial. Every warrior begins as a centurion, mastering discipline and leadership. Through faith and valor, they rise to the luminous guard, defenders of the sacred. From there, the most steadfast become Auric Legionnaires, the golden core of the Empire's strength. Years of service and mastery lead to the mantle of Sunsteel Commander, where warriors become mentors and exemplars of endurance. Those who prove themselves in wisdom and strategy ascend to Radiant. Marshal or Dawnblade Captain, mastering either grand command or the art of precision warfare. The Solar Vanguards, chosen from among these leaders, embody courage beyond mortal measure, the Emperor's blazing spearheads across the world. From their number, a few are chosen by divine sign to undergo the final transformation, to become Imperial Knights, the immortal vessels of the Emperor's light. The Trial of the Golden Vigil. When a warrior is chosen for knighthood, he is led into the Sanctum Solis, deep beneath the Imperial Citadel. There, within a sphere of living sunlight, he stands for 24 hours in the trial of the Golden Vigil, a rite of endurance, purity, and faith. The light burns away all weakness and fear, leaving only the purest essence of will. Those who endure emerge reborn, their mortal flesh infused with celestial essence. Those who falter are not cast aside, but forever marked by the light, destined to serve in other sacred ranks. From that moment, the knight's soul is bound to the divine current that flows through Valoria. Death no longer holds dominion over him. The Return of Radiance. When an Imperial Knight falls in battle, his spirit lingers within the golden current, awaiting the Emperor's call. Upon the field, a priest, one of the Keepers of Dawn, kneels, raises his hand to the heavens, and invokes the return of radiance. A column of celestial fire descends, not to burn, but to restore. The fallen knight's armor reforms from light, his wounds close, and his eyes open with the memory of eternity. This miracle ensures that Valoria's champions never truly die. The Empire's enemies know this truth, that to strike down a Knight of the Sun is only to delay his return. The Knights Eternal. Imperial Knights are more than warriors. They are philosophers of light, trained in every discipline of war and wisdom. They master sword, bow, and radiant magic alike, but their true strength lies in unity. When they march, their armor gleams like molten gold, and the air hums with sacred energy. Each knight carries within him a fragment of the Emperor's will, and together they form a living constellation of divine purpose. When one falls, the others feel it, a dimming of the shared flame. When the Return of Radiance is invoked, their resurrection renews not only life, but the eternal oath that binds them, to serve, to protect, to shine until the stars fade. The Emperor's divine bond. The Emperor of Valoria is more than a sovereign. He is the living conduit of the eternal sun. Through his divine lineage flows the light that sustains the empire and grants resurrection to its champions. When he walks among his legions, shadows flee from his path, and even the dead remember their duty. His voice carries the resonance of the sun itself, awakening the dormant light within fallen warriors. The Imperial Knights are his hands, extensions of his will and guardians of his eternal flame. Through him, they are immortal. Through them, his light endures. The Eternal War. Valoria's armies are unmatched in discipline and divine favor. Undead legions crumble before their radiance. Werewolves and creatures of shadow recoil from their presence. Their light is not mere illumination. It is truth, purity, and judgment incarnate. Where the Imperial Knights ride, darkness cannot endure. Their banners blaze like suns, their voices echo with hymns of dawn, and their blades carve through corruption as easily as through flesh. Every battle they fight is both war and sacrament, a reaffirmation that light is eternal, and that even in death the faithful shall rise again. To be an Imperial Knight is to live twice, once in flesh and once in light. Their immortality is not indulgence, but burden, the sacred duty of those who have glimpsed eternity and chosen to return. When the sun sets over Valoria and the golden banners ripple in twilight, the people whisper prayers of gratitude. For they know that even should the night fall, the Imperial Knights will rise again, radiant, eternal, and unbroken. For as long as the Emperor's light burns, death itself shall kneel before the warriors of Valoria.